Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. And now I hope you're doing well wherever you are. Now, how a simple text message from TALAAM'S phone actually finished or destroyed the case. Now, the case against, the murder case involving, TALAAM and Langat and Mukwana has been squashed by this message. How do you think so? Remember, this case was so strong and direct. In fact, this case was linking TALAAM, Langat, Mukwana. In fact, these people had a case to answer. But the IPOA swiftly came up with an idea of destroying the case. What's the idea? The public has been shifted. Now, people are focusing on the phone, the messages that were retrieved from TALAAM'S phone. Remember, TALAAM'S lawyer, Dansan Omar, said that his phone was used to solicit money from unsuspecting public members. In fact, there's a message that was allegedly sent to Cliff Ambeta asking for money. Other message was asking for 80,000 shillings from someone. Why do you think this thing is happening? Because it is not normal for a phone belonging to the OCS TALAAM to be just used that way. It shows that there is a scheme to, of course, either erase evidence or shift claim. Now, remember, everyone was suspecting that Langat is the one who orchestrated the murder. But Langat has played his game well. And now, when you take your time, you realize that no one is talking about this Ojwang case. In fact, people are now talking about the shootings that happened kwa maandamano na maybe June 25th. But Ojwang case is now squashed and it will go nowhere. Because very soon, utasikia, and you will bear me witness, utasikia kwamba the court imeachilia TALAAM kwa bond. Atoke in the bond, then hivi kesi ifade away. And now that Ojwang's father amenyamaza, after of course alikuwa phoned, alipigiwa simu na one William Samoei Ruto, the president of the Republic of Kenya, called him and told him to cool his temper. Asilie kwa public, siku hizi tumona kilia, amenyamaza. Then akapewa 2 million. Okay, I am not saying that he was bribed, but I think he felt well when the president called him. And he said it publicly. The president called him and mourned with him. Now, once Ojwang's father is silent, who do you think will go to the streets demanding justice for Ojwang? No one. Why? Because once Ojwang's father came out, Meshach Ojwang, and praised the president, even said how the president sent him 2 million shillings. What came out? People really bashed this man. In fact, people, name them, everyone was on internet saying that this guy had just sold his son. But of course, I agree with the father, because there's nothing he can do to bring back his son. Yeah, he has to take the money to cover the burial expense, and of course to help himself. What can he do? Because you can't fight the government. Someone from the village, because easy mandawano pia, don't think that they last long. Very soon people will forget about it. Remember the issue for Ongondo Were, the issue of finance bill. Kenya is blessed with forgetting easily. Ni ukweli. So, that aside, now with that happening, this case has not been squashed, and now the messages, now it is going to be the like evidence yenye ilikuwa kwa simu ya TALAAM ilivutwa. So there's no evidence to link Langat and TALAAM. Remember, this phone might have had the contacts between TALAAM and Ojwang. No, TALAAM and Langat. Remember, it's alleged that Langat ordered TALAAM to orchestrate the beatings of Ojwang. Now the beatings went too far and caused the death of Ojwang. Yeah? And I believe the person who orchestrated all this maybe did not plan to kill Ojwang. He only planned to teach him a lesson. Because if he wanted to kill Ojwang, there are ways you'd have used. I believe so. Angeenda mwabe pale kwao, ampimilie, amone, amaijaka, amalize. Not get. But see, he was arrested publicly and knowingly. So, I believe the beating just went too far. And it caused the murder. Now, what's happening now? It is erasing evidence. No, this phone, kila kitu imevutwa. So there is nothing to link Langat in this case. That's what I'm saying. Hii kesi imeisha hivyo. All we'll be hearing from here is just side shows. Lakini in real sense, the case is squashed and gone, and it will never come back. The case is not active. Yeah, hiyo ndio kweli ya mambo. I know it will be painful to some people to listen to hear this, but it is the truth. And you will see how TALAAM will be, released. Even Mukwana, the police constable, who said that he was coerced into action. He was forced by TALAAM to organize some detainees to attack Ojwang in a cell. He said so. In fact, he said that he acted out of coercion. But if TALAAM will be released, of course, even Mukwana will be released. Because there's no way you will arrest Mukwana and jail him, yet TALAAM is outside there. So, the case is gone and gone. And my only pity is, I'm having pity on Ojwang, who is dead and will never rise, but justice will never be served. Yeah? That's the bitter truth of life. So, the text message that was retrieved from TALAAM'S phone has just sent this case to Holy Grave. And even President Ruto is not willing to solve this case. Because if, as the president, since he has seen mandamanos, he would have already, ordered, serious probe to this case. Remember, even Langat went to, IPOA, and it was said that Langat went to IPOA, and there was no media coverage, which means that maybe attack went to IPOA. Yeah, because why is it that no one saw him going there, no one saw him, leaving IPOA? And later on, IPOA said, Langat only, was interrogated by, junior staffs. Why? Because this case is heading nowhere, and the president is against this case. Kweli. Yeah, that's why you see it is called cold case, because he has the power to make sure that Ojwang, receives justice or gets justice. But what did the president do? He called Ojwang's father and gave him money as a way of silencing him. Because ever since alipewa pesa, amenyamaza mpaka wa leo. Yeah, that is black and white. I'm putting it in black and white. So the messages from TALAAM'S phone has just squashed the case, and the case will not go anywhere. Tell me what you think. Subscribe, comment. Tell me what you think about this issue. Thank you.